Everest Base Camp versus Manaslu Trek. Two completely different treks, both in Nepal. We did Everest Base Camp pre-COVID in November 2019 and Manaslu during COVID in November 2021. This video is to compare the treks and to help you decide which one to take. So first question everyone asks is, how hard are they? Firstly, EBC, which took us 11 days from Lukla and back, it was around 70 kilometers. When we completed this, we felt it was the hardest thing we had ever done in our lives. When we climbed to the top of Kalabatar at 5,500 meters, the day after reaching base camp at 5,200 meters, we were elated but used all our energy, and the next couple days we really struggled, which is why we ended taking 11 rather than 10 days. Secondly, Manaslu, this for us took 13 days and it was over 200 kilometers. We could not have completed it without doing EBC. Each day you are walking far further, climbing far more, and you need mental strength far greater than for EBC. According to the maps, we reached a lower height of 5,100 meters. Our watch said 5,300 meters. So from 1 to 10, EBC is 6 out of 10 for difficulty and Manaslu is 9 out of 10. Secondly, people worry, am I going to get altitude sickness? Here, the risk is far higher for EBC. It has acclimatization days like Manaslu, but you start from a much higher point by flying into Lukla already at 2,800 meters, which is for most people way above where they usually live and already puts the stress on the body. EBC, you really need acclimatization days, probably at least 2 days, where you climb to a high altitude and back again, or you are asking for trouble and access to Diamox, which we took from 3,500 meters onwards at Namche Bazaar. Manaslu, though, climbing to similar altitudes, you start far lower. Soticolar is 720 meters and each day you climb up and down. Due to the weather, we had to skip an acclimatization day at Samdo, and we felt that wasn't an issue. In reality, we were able to use that to make the down trip better. So, points here. EBC 7 out of 10, so quite a high chance of suffering from at least some altitude sickness. Manaslu 4 out of 10, so far lower. We think if you get it, it will be far less severe. EBC has the flight issue. When we got to Kathmandu domestic terminal, Lukla airport has been closed for 4 days due to high winds, and people were freaking out about missing flights. We ended up getting a helicopter up to miss a backlog of flights, but even they have been unable to fly. With EBC, it's vital you give yourself leeway with your flight. Give yourself as many days as you can possibly afford. Manaslu, you drive to the starting point and that's much easier. But if you get to the High Lagipala Pass and it's closed due to snow, you would have to retrace your steps and that can take 9 days. Beware. how busy are they? EBC is a very busy trek, and pre-COVID, you get 500 plus people starting every day. You can offset this by starting early, but if you are in a group, you are going to see a lot of the back of someone's rucksack. Our best advice is to hire your own guide or guide porter and start early every day. Also bear in mind, on this trek, everything you need like fuel, food for the tea houses is going by donkey, yak, or porter, and that makes the trail very dusty and you will end up with the Kumbu cough most likely. Manaslu is much quieter. In 2021, over 2 days, for example, we didn't see another trekker or hardly any locals. The day we crossed the Lagila, there were 14 Germans, 3 Kazakhs, and 2 French, plus us. And that was a lot as the weather risk has pushed 2 to 3 day trekkers into one. We knew the names of everyone plus their guides and porters. As far as donkeys, horses, etc., as you get higher, there are far less, so less dust. So, what is the quality of accommodation in the tea houses? We weren't particularly impressed with the EBC when we did it. We didn't have to share, but we found the rooms were cool and increasingly musty as you went up. There were some occasionally very nice places with showers and Western toilets. Namche Bazaar has the best selection. Manaslu, though, was generally worse. 3 showers in 2 weeks. One really nice place in Nambrung and an okay place in Lo, but the rest were pretty awful in terms of sweaty toilet, etc. Though we would say we felt the tea houses were cleaner on Manaslu and the owners were nicer. So overall, the accommodation on EBC is much nicer than Manaslu. So what is the food like? Very important. EBC, food pretty good, decent selection, it comes out pretty quickly. Just remember, you are a vegetarian. If you eat meat, you are taking a huge risk due to lack of refrigeration. Manaslu food is much more limited. You often have to wait up to 2 hours to prepare dal bhat, as that's what your guides and porters will want twice a day. So how dangerous is it really? EBC discounting altitude sickness isn't dangerous at all. Few big drops, path in excellent condition, just stay landside of the mule trains, etc. If you get ill, there are numerous choppers flying down at all time. Manaslu, a different story. The road building at the start had caused massive erosion during the monsoon. And there are paths with huge drops on one side, particularly during the first few days. If you get hurt, you can be days away from help, and getting a chopper to many places is tough. So, how amazing are the views and scenery? EBC is magnificent. The views are jaw-dropping of Lhotse, Nuptse, Everest, and my favorite, Amadablam. If you can climb it, Kalabatar. Manaslu is equally good with Manaslu, Manaslu North, Annapurna 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the scores, both EBC 10 out of 10 and Manaslu 10 out of 10. So, what is our conclusion? If you are doing one in your lifetime, then go to Everest. But if you go back and you are fit and strong enough, then do Manaslu, which is much harder. One critical thing is to choose a good local trekking company. We went with Trek Around Nepal to EBC, then Nepal trekking experts to Manaslu. It's much cheaper and you can afford your own guide and porter for far less than being in a group, probably 50% less than an international company, for sure. So here's the cost. We would estimate both treks to cost around $1,500 for everything with your own guide and porter, single room, etc. Less for a guide porter and less in a group. Overall, not much in it. Maybe if you really want to spend the minimum and get it down to $1,000, EBC is most likely. This video is dedicated to my friends, the guides and porter, particularly my friend Raju Bastola, who died in May 2020, a victim of COVID.